Once upon a time, in a quiet village, lived a kind girl named Cinderella. She had once been happy with her parents, but after her mother passed away, her father remarried a cold woman with 2 daughters. When her father died, Cinderella was left alone with her stepmother and stepsisters, who were mean and selfish. They made Cinderella do all the work, sweeping floors, washing clothes, and cooking meals. While her stepsisters wore fancy dresses, Cinderella wore old clothes and slept near the fireplace. Ashes often covered her face, and that's why they called her Cinderella. One day, a royal invitation arrived. The king and queen were hosting a grand ball at the palace so the prince could choose a bride. Every young lady in the kingdom was invited. Cinderella was excited. "May I go to the ball?" she asked. Her stepmother laughed. "You? Go to the ball, you have nothing to wear?" Still, Cinderella helped her stepsisters get ready, brushing their hair and lacing their dresses while dreaming of dancing in the palace. That night, when they left, Cinderella sat by the fireplace and cried. Suddenly, a soft light filled the room, and a gentle voice said, "Don't cry, my dear." It was her fairy godmother. With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother turned a pumpkin into a golden carriage. Mice became horses, and Cinderella's rags turned into a sparkling gown with glass slippers on her feet. "But remember," said the fairy godmother, "this magic will end at midnight." At the palace, everyone turned to look when Cinderella arrived. The prince was amazed. He danced with no one else all night. Cinderella was so happy she didn't notice the time. Suddenly, the clock struck 12. "Oh no!" she gasped, running down the steps. Her dress turned back into rags and the carriage vanished. As she ran, one of her glass slippers slipped off her foot and was left on the stairs. The prince picked up the slipper. "I must find her," he said. The next day, royal messengers traveled across the land, visiting every home. "The prince will marry the girl who fits this slipper," they said. When they reached Cinderella's house, her stepsisters tried to squeeze into the tiny shoe, but it didn't fit. Then Cinderella stepped forward. Her stepmother laughed. "She didn't even go to the ball!" But the messenger said, "Every young lady must try." Cinderella gently slipped her foot into the glass slipper. It fit perfectly. Then she took out the other slipper from her pocket. The room went quiet. Suddenly, her fairy godmother appeared again, and with a wave of her wand, Cinderella's rags turned back into the beautiful gown from the ball. The stepsisters gasped. It was her! Cinderella went to the palace and married the prince. She forgave her stepsisters and was always kind, even to those who had been cruel. And so, Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after, because kindness, courage, and hope always shine through.